Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Dr. Music Podcast. Thank you so much for coming back and being a subscriber. If you are not a subscriber, please consider hitting that button so I can bring you great guests like this gentleman. I have JJ Garcia of KATFISH. That's Catfish with a K. Originally formed as an acoustic duo, doing a variety of outlaw country and southern rock and classic pop and rock tunes. KATFISH expanded to a four-piece band and has become a popular attraction throughout their native California and surrounding states like Arizona and Nevada. With the help of Stevie D of Buckcherry, the band has recently released a blues-drenched cover of Gnarls Barkley. It's hit crazy. We hear that song so much, but you haven't heard it quite like this. JJ's here to talk about it. He's here to talk about all things KATFISH and more. JJ, thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I put this on and I've heard the Gnarls Barkley hit. You hear it in an elevator, you hear it in a club, you hear it in sports events, you hear it everywhere. And do I want to hear it again? Not necessarily. I like the song, but
Right.
it's overplayed for sure, but it's not like this. I put this on and I didn't expect much because it's crazy. I've heard it a million times. But I
Right.
haven't heard it like this. That voice, Dusty York. Wow. It hits you in the soul, doesn't it? Really great. So tell me about covering that. Why cover Crazy? Is that something, you thought you could do something with, or, what drew you to that song?
Well, it wasn't really a calculated, like, hey, we should do that song. I mean, a lot of these songs were picked out by Dusty, things that really he can embrace. And the thing is that we do a lot of different stuff, like outlaw country, southern rock, and stuff, but we'll do like a pop song like this, and he'll go, yeah, this is how I play it, this is how I like to play it. And then I saw it resonate with people that came to the shows.
Yeah.
And so we recorded a bunch of songs probably now 2 years ago, and that was one of them. And we're like, okay, let's do this and this and this. Some of the covers, like "Give Me Back My Bullets," which we're hoping to release later, and then we did "Crazy" and stuff like that. And I've always been crazy. Ironically, we released earlier in the year, which is Waylon Jennings' song.
Right, right.
But it was one of those things. It's like, well, it just sounds great. People react to it when we play it, and let's put it out. But it needed a little bit more love. Like, we recorded it pretty quickly. A lot of the stuff that we recorded are 1 and 2 takes. We made the joke that if we knew that we were going to be doing this, we probably should have drink beer beforehand and actually rehearsed a little bit more. But we captured the magic, I felt. But Stevie, I've known for a while, great guy. He's worked a couple clients of mine and some friends and stuff. I just reached out to him and sent him the song, and he liked it. He loved Dusty's voice, but he was able to clean it up, put a great solo on it, plays some rhythm acoustic on it, plays the B3, and
Yeah.
it and brought it to a whole nother level.
Yeah.
Where we also were able to sit back and what they call recalls. Like, we didn't have to go back and forth 10 times. We just said, hey, this sounds great. Do this, do that, or what do you think of this? And then, in a couple of days, we had what you're hearing now done. Stevie did a tremendous job, and he's a tremendous talent. He's working with so many people right now, so it's awesome to have him part of it.
Yeah. Yeah. And, I've had a chance to see him with Buckcherry, of course. And I know, he's so much more than Buckcherry. He does what he does with Buckcherry and it's incredibly great. But he is a talent.
Yeah.
There's so much that he can do. I know. So that was great to have him on board. Let's talk a little bit about KATFISH and the origins. It starts as a duo, expands to a four-piece band. What prompted that? What was the catalyst for going to four pieces and making that fuller sound?
Well, I have a lot of history with Tommy Shoemake, who's the guitar player in the band. Him and I go way back. He played in several bands that used to open for my old band, Judge Jackson, back in the day, and we always kept in touch. He's a great guy, and so that's how I was introduced to the band, through them. He was like, "Hey, listen, I got this incredible singer I do this other thing with. You should check it out. I'm like, okay. And then, of course, hearing Dusty and them as a duo blew me away. They've been a duo since 2000,
Wow.
and that's where it started. Playing in their area, because they grew up together, they went to school together, they excelled in high school sports together. Everyone knew them. When they put it together, that they were playing in their region, and they don't play so much, so it didn't oversaturate the market. They were able to come in and do shows once in a while with great response and have a great they weren't playing every weekend, so it was an event. It was like when people come out to see them.
Right.
Going into, like, they were working with different drummers from time to time. They told me what they were looking for, and Judge Jackson ended, and we were moving forward. I was moving forward, but I knew I wasn't like going to race and get back in the van or RV or bus and do that, because I have a regular gig too to pay the rent.
Right.
So but the thing was, it was what they were doing, I thought was very cool, and I'm like, all right, let's jam, let's do this. And I did a couple shows with them, and really got to, as a player, as a drummer, embrace that stuff. Like, I came full circle. I grew up, my sisters and my brothers listening to that, my mother, but I never played it. I came out of the gate, loving like Kiss and Van Halen and all that type of stuff. So, leading to this, we added Lee Bourne on bass, who's I've known him for many years. He's a sound guy. He's done a lot of projects as a soundman for me and my other clients and stuff. So, we all know each other really well. But the 4-piece thing, it just fell in, and then COVID hit. And that's, I think, really, we played a couple shows before COVID hit, but when COVID hit, no one could get any work. No one could play anywhere. Yep. Especially Vegas shut down. But there was these remote areas like Topak, Arizona, and Pahrump, Nevada, Helendale, California, where they were more lenient on what was happening, regarding COVID. So, we're like, hey, if you guys feel comfortable, let's do it. And I'm like, yeah, I'm cool, Yeah. And we did it, but we really honed what we were trying to accomplish. Like, Dusty's the voice, man. And we, any cover that comes by or anything that he likes, we shape it around what he's doing. And you know what? When we play it, if it resonates with people, great. And if it doesn't, we pick out some other songs, because we have a catalog of probably 60 or 70 covers that we do, and we're probably going to work on some originals sometime soon. But we thought we'd get our feet wet with releasing just a couple covers right now.
Yeah, and they're great, man. And you mentioned that chemistry, especially between Dusty and Tommy, growing up together and stuff like that. It comes through in the music, man. I mean, they're one. They you can tell that there's there's magical chemistry there, and that's that's a special thing. You don't always get that. You get people that jam together and play together and they do well, but then you get this where they are one. It's like almost like a marriage where they're functioning together as one person almost. It's really, really cool to hear. You mentioned Judge Jackson. You are also part of a band called Stone, with the great Doug Aldrich. Engineering, mixing that record.
Yeah.
What are those? Those are blues rock kind of things. This has got a kind of it's a southern rootsy thing. Although it's grown in California, it reminds me of Tennessee and Kentucky and Georgia and that deep rooted South kind of flavor to it. Is it different for you going from the things you did with Stone and Judge Jackson and that kind of thing to come into this and add your flavor?
A little bit, but the challenge, I met the challenge. Like, it's like, this is a little bit different. I have to play more in pocket,
Right.
Not about me. It's about the song. Dusty delivers these lyrics and these stories as if they were his own. So, to respect that, it's like, yeah, we pull back tempos, we change it around a little bit, we have fun with it.
Yeah.
is having fun with it. But it's taught me a lot too, because some of that older country stuff has more of a swing to it, is in 3/4. So that's just shown me something that, for my chops or playing ability, that like, oh, this is cool. And, it takes a few times to work on it and practice it. But I really grown to respect a lot of how that stuff was done back in the 60s and 70s and whatnot, on the playing aspect, on the playing side of it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, for a drummer, it's a patience thing. It's the notes you don't play kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Just being there, and like you say, in the pocket, is huge. That it adds so much to this music, and yeah, that's another thing with Crazy. Hearing that, Dusty and Tommy doing their thing, and then that just being in the pocket with the drums and stuff, just really, really great. Adds to that song.
Thank
Uh,
you.
uh, where's the Southern rock thing come from? It's deep rooted. Was Dusty originally from, the depths of the South, or, I mean, is it just you just love that kind of music?
I think it's a love for that music, the respect of it. They that was the thing that we embraced and honored, was that stuff. Like those are their influences. My brothers introduced me to Leonard Skinner and stuff like that, and that was great. And I started to love that, and that's the same thing for them. Like they grew up on a lot of Allman Brothers and Leonard Skinner and all that. But Dusty, when he started to sing these things, he realized that this is his voice, this is what he can do, and stuff. And then started working these arrangements a little bit differently to because he has a very natural voice that resonates with a lot of these songs. I think he's tremendous. He's no BS. He's the real deal. We'll go in and play set after set. A lot of their friends and fans that have come to these shows are hardworking people that spend their money and spend their time to come and see us, and we try to deliver the best show we can, because we owe it to them and owe it to us. We found out the hard way though in Lake Havasu that on that fourth set we should probably not do shots to celebrate anything. I got a little slower. I think Dusty forgot a couple lines of certain things. It's like, okay, all right, we shouldn't do that then. But we always have fun with it. We always have a good time. We feed off the crowd. We feed off the people that come out to the shows and stuff. And I think all of our influences are what we're focused on in this band.
Yeah, and I think that's so important, especially with the live thing. You can tell when somebody's not enjoying it and just playing, or it's a job and they're playing it and they're done. If you go out and have fun, the mistakes go away. For the crowd, we want to see smiles. We want to see the band interacting with each other. We want to see them having a good time. We want to see them do a shot or two. That's okay. Because it's about having fun. It's about
Right.
Good time,
Absolutely.
for sure. Um, you work with Stevie on this song. You mentioned doing originals to come at a later date. Will you bring Stevie D back and insert him as a co-producer or to play a part maybe? Or is this a one-off?
Yeah, well, if he's got the time, it's a matter of time. Buckcherry is going to be releasing a new record pretty soon. He was just in Nashville recording it a few weeks ago. He's a tremendous asset, other than being a great friend. But if he's got the time, we'd love to have him. We've done some of these songs where, we've recorded them and, one guy will work on it or this guy will work on it, because that's kind of the world we live in right now. But
Right.
to have him, ideally, I would love for him to do a whole EP with us. But
Yeah.
if time permits,
Right.
but yeah.
And he is a busy guy,
Yeah.
which is great, and he should be a busy guy and should be utilized for his talents for sure.
Yeah,
Uh,
absolutely.
Now, when you did the arrangement, because it's a really different arrangement for the song, was the arrangement done before you asked Stevie to get involved? And if so, how did it change at all when he got involved?
Um, the arrangement was already there. like when I was introduced, when like Dusty said, "Hey, we do a version of this, and this is how we do it," and I gravitated to it, I think, pretty quickly, and it just started coming out the way it came out. When we recorded it, um, you know, I sent it to Stevie, and the arrangement was already done. Everything else he did was like, okay, I'm going to enhance this and do this, and I'm going to play on this part, and this kind of needs this here and that there, and the things that we weren't thinking about when we put it together. But again, not a ton of. I mean, we were trying to respect the song, but with not a lot of overthinking. We just, here's our version of it. What can you do? We got it back. We were all blown away, and we're like, wow, this, we got to do more of this.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Tell me about originals. Have you touched on it at all? Because I'm anxious to hear what this band has to offer, from their own perspective. Have you written anything together?
Not yet. I know Tommy's written a couple things. I know we talked about maybe working with other people, even Stevie as well, on maybe a song that was written originally that we could either put our spin on, or Dusty and Tommy put lyrics on or something. So we're just getting to that point. Like, we've really been focusing on, some shows that we're going to be doing next spring as part of a package deal called the Southern Rock Thunder Tour.
Nice.
And it's going to be two other tributes. One of the premier tributes, sorry, my light just went. One of the premier tributes of ZZ Top, called Beer Drinkers and Hellraisers, as well as Skinner Rising from Southern California, Leonard Skinner tribute, and then us on the bill as well. So we got some shows like in Ramona Main Stage in Ramona, California on March 8th, March 22nd in Havasu Landy Casino and Resort. We got some other stuff brewing as well that we're excited about. So that's kind of been our focus, but we're hoping to get back in the studio sooner than later,
Yeah.
to knock some stuff out.
That's cool. That's cool that you're getting to tour too. I'd love to see you guys for sure.
Mhm.
Now you mentioned the Skinnerd Rising. I think I saw them on the Valley of Fire record, the YouTube channel,
Yeah.
um, with my friends Corvus Lore.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, great band. Been on the show many times, a couple times at least. You love what they do. Valley of Fire Records. Tell me about your relationship with them and what the expectation is, or are you part owner of the Valley of Fire Records?
Yeah, I'm a partner in it. So
Okay.
Tim and I are partners in this, and we pretty much, again, not a lot of overthinking. We started getting. I manage a band that Tim plays in called the Watchers, and we started getting stuff back. We were starting to get their masters back from overseas and stuff, and we just like, what? Why don't we just put this out ourselves? Like, why don't I mean, it can't be that hard, and it was one of those things that we just decided to do. And they're like, then why don't we try to get bands that we like and put their music out? And it wasn't, like, let's figure it out along the way and let's incorporate people. And of course, that we brought Jody in to help with a lot of radio and PR, and we brought other people in, um, you know, Annette Hiller, who's been working social media with us, other people that have really, we've been trying to build a team the last few years. But pretty much our premise is like, we want to sign stuff that we like that we dig, whatever genre it is. But hardworking bands that are independent, that want to do something, and we're trying to use our resources and connections to do whatever we can. But we've got to re-release some of the Watchers' older stuff. We did a joint venture with Ripple Music on the newest Watchers record. So we're doing a lot of cool things. We have a compilation that's going to be coming out the first quarter of next year with some of the bands on Valley of Fire, as well as other bands that are not signed to the label, but we want to get people to hear them. Some other bands out there that we're going to announce here pretty soon.
See, I love hearing this stuff because I grew up with the massive record company conglomerate monster machine that
Right.
just put the stuff out to make money, not stuff they liked, stuff that would make money,
Yeah.
and it was promote it, maybe not, Is it going to make money? Then if not, we leave it alone and we don't care about it.
Right.
That whole money machine of the record company back, way back in the day. Now you have this kind of thing that you're doing, this homegrown thing where you're putting your blood, sweat, and tears into this, and you're doing things, promoting things that you actually like.
Yeah.
You know, and hopefully they will make you some money. But you're doing things that you like.
Yeah.
And that's it's so good for the artist and for the people, for fans. So we
Yeah.
appreciate that. And Valley of Fire, the little the things like Corvus Lore that I've come to know. It's really great. I like that band, love the people. Really,
Absolutely.
it's good to see a record company like this for sure.
Well,
Uh,
we're thank you for that, and we're
yeah,
we're doing what we can, man. So
yeah, it's great. That tour, will you expand upon it as it goes on? Will you look for other bookings? Will I possibly see you in the Chicagoland area?
oh, we're hoping, man. I'm from that area originally, so I grew up in Chesterton, Indiana, which is
Cool.
40 miles from Chicago.
Uh,
Big White Sox fan, of course. Big Bears fan. Even when they're losing, I still love.
I know not too many people admit that now.
You know. So and the funny thing about that is that is the guys in the band, we don't get really too political or anything like that, but our favorite football teams, three of the four of us have our favorite football teams in the same conference. So I'm a big Bears fan. Tommy's a big Packers fan. I always tell him I don't hold it against him. Good thing he could play guitar. Um, and of course, Dusty's riding high because he's a big Detroit Lions fan. He was a Detroit Lions fan before it was cool. So Lee, he's a Rams fan. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think he told me he's a Rams fan. I thought he was a Chiefs fan, but he's a Rams fan. So pretty much that was the prerequisite. I'm like, if you're a Vikings fan, I don't know if we could play together. But no, he's not. So it's like you're in. So we're um, but yeah, I'm hoping. I've talked to a couple promoters. It's just a matter of time and what we can do because we all have other things going on.
Sure.
And work wise to keep the rent paid, keep mortgages paid, and what have you. So, but I'm hoping to get out there. I miss that area. I miss my friends out there. I don't miss the weather at all. So,
I would imagine you don't. Where you are now is completely different for
yeah.
sure.
Now, I get snow here. Like we're 4,000 feet up outside of Santa Clarita. Yeah, it's no matter how bad it is, it's not Chicago bad. It's not. We're going to be okay in about a couple days.
Yeah, right. We got months.
Yeah, yeah.
As you know.
But I will let you know. I will keep you posted, man, and I
Very
will
cool.
post it.
Very cool. Now, do you have? Is there a website? Where can we find Catfish information?
You can go to our Facebook page, Instagram page. Gosh, I'm drawing a blank on the links, but I know Catfish Acoustic, Facebook. You could just, if you search us, you'll be on there. We always update it every couple of days of new dates that are coming up. I think next week we're going to make an announcement with a couple dates that we just added, solo dates and dates for that tour, that package. Instagram, we always put stuff up as well. So people can check us out there, and we hope that Downton likes the page and stuff, supports it.
Yeah, very cool. I'll have links to all of that, and we'll hope to see you out on the road, JJ. I appreciate your time today, man. It was great.
Thank you so much, man.
Thank you. All
All
right.
right. Take care.
Talk to you soon. Bye bye.